What's good, y'all? So the last video I uploaded was my own music video, and I hope y'all enjoyed that. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out first before you watch this video. In this video, we're gonna be going behind the scenes a little bit and talking about some of the scenes, how we shot it, and some of the gear that was used. So definitely check out that video first and then come back here and watch this one. Now, I'm not gonna talk about every single scene that we did because I don't have BTS for every single scene. You know, the day was pretty hectic and we were kind of crunched for time too, so I wasn't able to get all the BTS that I had wanted, but I still did get a good amount, and it should be a pretty good video. So definitely stick around and yeah, let's jump into it. So we drove all the way down to Long Beach from Vegas to film this video. Now, I personally feel like Cali has better locations and better Airbnbs as opposed to Vegas. So that was pretty much the reasoning why we went out there versus, staying out here in Vegas and filming locally. But the crazy thing was, a little bit after we booked the Airbnb, that's when all the protests and everything that was going down there kind of heated up. And there was actually a curfew in place at the time that we went down to Cali. So we didn't know, how that was gonna play out, or if we was gonna get stuck in Cali, or, whatever was gonna happen. We kind of didn't know, but, we already had the Airbnb booked, so we just went out there and took a chance. But luckily, everything went smooth and there was no problems. So we get to the Airbnb at like 3 p.m. and, we scope it out and we start planning our shots. Now, one of the things that I noticed and, my history of booking Airbnbs is that the Airbnbs are usually a lot bigger than what the pictures show. You might look at the pictures and think the spot is smaller, but when you step foot into it, you'll be pleasantly surprised, so that's a positive thing, man, because we had a lot of gear and we definitely needed, the extra space to set up and get the shots right. So that was a good thing. So there's an interesting dynamic that we have here. Now, obviously I'm knowledgeable about cameras and I film videos too, but I'm also playing the artist role here. Now I have my guy Gio, who's helping and assisting in filming for the video too, and he's super dope. And we're able to, kind of bounce ideas off of each other and really get this video to be the best it can be. All right, so let's jump into this first scene. So this first scene is just me sitting on the couch performing a song, and I set up the A7 III on the slider, and the slider is just on a loop going back and forth. And this is the same GVM slider that I did a review on a while ago. The slider's pretty good. If you guys haven't checked out that review, definitely check it out. But yes, just going back and forth, and for the most part, we just use natural lighting coming in from the windows with the aperture 120D, kind of like a fill. And yeah, we just got a wide shot and we also got a tighter shot as well. And yeah, nothing too crazy. All right, for this next scene, I'm just gonna be performing the song in the living room again, but Gio's gonna be pushing in and out on the Ronin. And again, we just use natural light, but we did point the 120D towards the ceiling to kind of give the room more of ambient light type of feel. Pretty much we're just trying to get as much light into the room as possible. So at this point, we're trying to knock out all the daytime scenes before we start to lose light. So we went ahead and started on Tiffany's performance scene with her laying on the bed. And I kind of already had this idea in my mind before we started filming of Tiffany laying down and kind of mounting the camera above her and just shooting downward, and she would be looking up basically. So I mounted the camera on a boom arm that's connected to a C-stand, and literally the only lighting that we have here is the lights coming in from the windows. Now this was one of my favorite scenes because I feel like all the colors just worked really well together, especially the floor in combination with the yellows and the whites. Everything just looked really good. Another one of my favorite scenes is this next one with Tiffany sitting on the bed, and we have the camera on the slider pushing in and out. Now, we created some texture with the lighting on this scene with this attachment that I picked up from the company Neewer. Now, I don't know the exact name for this attachment. I think it's called the snoot, but what it basically does is allow you to shape the light that comes from the 120D. On this one, I think we used one that was shaped like a window, and it kind of just made these shadowed lines across her face, and it just looked really dope. So a lot of the indoor scenes are similar as far as the lighting goes. So with me sitting in this chair performing the song, again, we have natural light and also the 120D with the light dome on it. So nothing too crazy. So the last thing that I want to talk about is this kitchen scene that we did at night. And we used a few different lights to light up this scene. Now, the goal really was to make it look as natural as possible, but also be able to expose it to where it's not a ton of grain in the shot. So we have one of the kitchen lights on, we have the Aperture 120D with that same attachment on it, and we have the Vulcanized F7 LED light attached to the refrigerator. There's a magnet on the back of that light, so it was able to just stick to the refrigerator, which was super convenient. So that's pretty much gonna do it for the behind the scenes. Again, I know I didn't talk about every single scene in the music video, but again, for most of the daytime scenes, we just use natural lighting and the Aperture 120D to light up the shots. Now, one thing I do wanna mention though is that if you watch the music video, I didn't use any effects at all in it. And I think that people get caught up in effects for music videos. I think they feel like, a lot of people feel like you need effects in a music video to make it look good, when in reality, I don't think that's the case. You know, I think the thing that sticks with the audience the most is storytelling and, you know, good framing and good shots and you know, stuff like that versus what effects you threw into it. So, hey, that's just my opinion. If you guys enjoyed, go ahead, drop this video a like, jump down in the comments, let me know what you guys think, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. It only takes a second, and I'm gonna catch you guys real soon in my next one. Peace.